We have a lot of great things to share today. My name is Michael Smolders. I am the Chief Operating Officer and President of autologiQ.
InMotion Brands is really on a mission to create value and enhance lives for business owners out there today.
For the last 10 years, I have been working in Beech Consulting, helping shop owners. And that's my real passion, is to help shop owners.
Got into the coaching industry. I was helped by a gentleman by the name of Bob O'Connor, who many of you listening might have remembered. And I said, I want to be like him when I grow up, and here I am.
Firstly, it is a great time to be in this industry. We've seen continued growth coming out of the pandemic, and every economic indicator shows that to be in the automotive service industry is the right industry to be in right now. Consumers, they want to do their shopping online. We've seen a growth of people wanting to connect, to ask for quotes, to ask questions, and to really be served in the ways that you have seen companies like Amazon, Uber Eats, Instacart, Grocery Gateway, and all of the other online platforms that are realizing that there's a whole bunch of consumers out there that don't want to just pick up a phone or drive to your store. They want to connect with you in a different way. And autologiQ's been able to leverage that.
A lot of businesses are only relevant online when somebody searches for their specific name. And that really is a missed opportunity for finding those net new customers.
What are some of the key searchable items that people are shopping for in the automotive world?
So as an example, we've got, tire shop, oil change near me, as I mentioned, all very generic, high volume keywords. We've also got on the right-hand side, a lot of finance terms that, although the searches aren't staggering, they are steadily increasing month over month. So it's definitely something that we're starting to see that we need to keep an eye on and make sure that we're targeting those keywords.
What have you seen is the major challenge that a business owner has to overcome to be able to enter into the digital world? Where are those barriers?
First one is time. It's always going to be time. The shops are busy. They're doing what they can day to day. Most of the time, it's probably like they're drinking from a fire hose. They're just trying to keep up with the business, right?
When we've had contacts with service providers and talking to them about autologiQ and us being able to, essentially handle their social media marketing by sending them our clients and us handling, and it's really this traditional way of doing things, still investing in thousands of dollars in print advertising that is not measurable, that they're not seeing a good return on, where they could spend just a few $100s in a different area. So it's kind of like they're just continuing to do the same old things that didn't work. So it's great to have companies like yourself that are helping to change that.
Do you fully inspect the vehicle every time? Do you share the results of your inspection? And probably do you do it digitally? Do you quote the whole job and show the customer what needs to be done now and what can be done in the future? And then do you follow up with that? Do you clean the car after it's done? Do you do the little extras that make it great? Are you working on your culture? Because don't ever expect your customers to be happier than your staff are. If your staff isn't happy, they're grumbling all day, your customers won't be happy.
When we're growing across North America here with autologiQ, there's different service providers who have different philosophies of how to serve a client. And to your point, Alan, they don't see the investment in a digital inspection. They don't see the investment in a courtesy car or a shuttle. And I would encourage them to do that. And we see time and time again that the locations that are generating the most revenue from us are the ones that are offering these extra customer experience items.
If you don't have a coach, go get a coach. There's nothing that will make you more money and clean up your operation faster than you getting a coach to help your business.
How do we know that we're actually charging enough at our store, or that we should be investing in certain types of digital marketing or building up websites?
You take a cost of something and divide it by your net profit to find out what sales you need to replace that. And it goes back to the day when I had convenience stores, right? For every chocolate bar that got stolen, we had to sell 7 chocolate bars to replace it, right? So you could take your coaching fee of whatever, $100 a month. You could take your cost of your website, cost of InMotion brands, whatever their monthly fees would be, and you could do a division. Obviously, the benchmark that we talk about, Alan and I talk about, is a 20% net.
I know that you have some great technology that helps us do that.
This tool is called a composite, is a generic term. I know Alan has a composite that he uses with his clients. I have this composite. Mine's called the Business Results Analysis Tool that our clients put their numbers in. We track their revenue categories, we track their cost of goods, and then we track their profit margins. You need to measure what you're doing, and then you can measure the impact of what the cost of something would be. So until you actually measure what you're currently doing, you don't know if you can afford social media or not, technically. Yeah. So I have a calculator that they can put in, all their stuff like this. And then we say, okay, what would it cost to spend an additional $20 per visit on our client? Just to throw that $20 out there, whether it be a courtesy car, whether it be a shuttle ride, an Uber ride, a ribbon on a car, Tim Hortons gift card, a Starbucks gift card, or something to say thank you that way. And then we could plug that in and go, you know what? My service rate is currently $127.82 an hour. If I just go to $129.84, I can afford $20 per visit for something extra that I can do it. But I actually know that I can do it because I've been measuring it. First thing is invest in your people. And that means everything from sending them to training. Alan's client care training, right? The form training, all of that, like send them to that. And I have, some advisor training as well, would be invest in your people.
The most profitable thing you can do in the new year is to get your inspection program working.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And start with employing a digital inspection in your shop, and start by tell the customer every point of contact that you've got this cool program where you're going to be inspecting their vehicle and you're going to be sending them the results. So share it with them at every point. You book the appointment, tell them, by the way, part of this the service we're going to give you is we're going to be inspecting your vehicle. And there's no obligation. We're going to be inspecting it and we're going to be sending the results to your phone. Inspect the vehicle. When you inspect the vehicle, quote the work.
I think there has to be some representation of investment in the digital space. Knowing that that's where, a lot of the communication is going. As you said, people are online looking, shopping. They want fast, easy, convenient, and making sure that you are set up to be found and visible online is huge. If you have that seasonality in your business, if that starts to slow, ensuring that you have a strong digital presence is going to hopefully help, even out those highs and lows.
Bring it full circle to what we talked about at the beginning about the two takeaways from our growth this year has been, the first was the automotive industry. I mean, now more than ever, with interest rates growing up, the price of new vehicles going up, people need to extend the useful life of their vehicle. And they don't extend it by getting discounts every visit and just doing the bare minimum. They extend it by treating it the way it's supposed to be treated, as a highly functional engine and machinery.
See, the driving public doesn't understand how to look after a car. The average person might think that an oil change is enough. And so what ends up happening after doing oil changes for 5 years, they finally have a breakdown, show up at a shop, and they now need $5,000 worth of work, and now they're mad.
So then, Murray, you touched on something that's very important with autologiQ as well. We partner with service providers, right now across Canada. We'll be heading into the US as well. And the key thing you said there is, we're not in competition with our service providers, we're working together.
If you can make a car last a long time in Canada, take the average person and make it last 11 to 12 years, you can save them tens of thousands of dollars in depreciation from replacing that car. This conversation that we're having here today saves people tens of thousands of dollars in the lifetime of owning a vehicle.
And I just want to thank everyone. This was our first webinar that we put together. With all of the insight that Maggie and Alan and Murray gave to us, you can understand why we've been able to be successful this year with autologiQ. I highly recommend that you get in contact with them, set up some coaching, set up some measurements, set up some website analysis, and continue to grow that way. And I think that if we're able to do this and connect together, not as competitors, but as colleagues in the industry, we will have a significant impact on the consumer, and overall society in general is going to be better by having a better experience at the service shop.